Okay, so it's Saturday morning. Most kids are asleep. You? You're up at 7 a.m., riding shotgun with your mom, blasting a playlist you made together, heading to yard sales like you're on a treasure hunt. You've got chocolate milk, your mom's got iced coffee, the vibes are immaculate. You're not looking for anything specific, you're just looking. And then you see it. A Hello Kitty purse. $2. Perfect condition. You don't even really want it. You just think it's cute, so you buy it. Post it online that night just to see what happens. And an hour later, sold for $6. You just made 200% profit on a purse that you bought for fun. And you're standing there thinking, wait, if I can do that once, I can do it again. So next Saturday, you're back. But this time, you're not buying what you like. You're buying what other people will like. Jackets, toys, books. Some sell fast, some sit in your room forever, but you keep tracking. And after a while, you notice a pattern. The stuff that always sells? Kid shoes. Not just any shoes. Light-up sneakers, tiny Nikes, glitter boots, character shoes. Barely worn because kids grow ridiculously fast. Parents are dropping $50 knowing their kid's gonna outgrow them in 3 months. It's basically a scam. So you go all in on shoes. You learn the tread, the cleaning, the brands, the styles. You set up a mini shoe shop in your room. You don't just flip shoes, you brand it. Second Chance Kids. You're not selling used shoes. You're selling sustainability, affordability, feel-good stories. Then families start donating shoes to you. Your supply chain runs on word of mouth. You're writing handwritten notes with every order. Hope you have fun in these. You've built a whole community, a kid-powered sustainability movement. That's my guest today, June, the founder of Second Chance Kids. And she's about to teach you that the best businesses don't require genius ideas. They require noticing what works, noticing patterns, noticing that value is everywhere if you've got the eyes to see it. This is Tally Talks. I'm Tally Pennyworth, and you're about to learn how to turn Saturday morning yard sales into a real business. Let's go.
She's got a mind, she's got a spark, lighting up dreams from dawn to dark. Tally talks, yeah, she's the voice, asking the questions, making the choice. Young hustlers rising, stories to tell, big ideas where passions dwell. Pull up a chair, grab your seat, let's talk the hustle, let's feel the beat. Tally talks, yeah, Tally talks, turning whispers into walks, dreaming big, take the shot. This is the place where dreams get caught. Tally talks, oh, Tally talks, Tally talks. Ooh, yeah.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good, future moneymakers? You're listening to Tally Talks, and I'm your host, Tally Pennyworth. This is the show where real kid entrepreneurs come through and drop the blueprint on how they built their thing from scratch. Today's guest? Her name is June, and she runs a business called Second Chance Kids. And listen, this girl is out here flipping shoes, used kid shoes, from yard sales, and she's crushing it. We're talking real profit margins, repeat customers, and a business model so smart that grown adults are probably going to steal it. June turned Saturday mornings with her mom into a full-blown operation. And honestly, the story is wild. June, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Tally. This is dope.
Okay, so I gotta start here. Most kids are sleeping in on Saturdays, right? Maybe watching YouTube, eating cereal in their pajamas. But you're up early hitting yard sales with your mom. What kind of psychopath behavior is that?
I know. But dude, it was actually fun. My mom and I would get iced coffees. Well, she got iced coffee, I got chocolate milk. And we'd blast this yard sale playlist we made. Like it was our thing.
Hold up, you had a whole playlist? What's on a yard sale playlist?
Oh man, it was all vibes. Like feel-good music. Stuff that makes you feel like you're about to find treasure. We had Lizzo, some throwback jams, random pop songs. My mom would be singing way too loud, and I'd be Googling which sales to hit next.
That's actually kind of wholesome. So you weren't being forced to go. You were genuinely hyped about it.
Yeah. At first, I was just buying whatever looked cool. A teddy bear for $1, a backpack, random stuff. I wasn't thinking about money. I just liked finding things.
But then something shifted, right? There's always a moment where it clicks. When did you realize this could be more than just treasure hunting?
Okay, so one day I bought this Hello Kitty purse for $2. It was in perfect shape, but I didn't even really want it. I just thought it was cute. So I posted it online on one of those resale apps just to see what would happen, and it sold in like an hour. For $6.
Okay, pause. You just made a 200% return on a purse that you bought for fun. That's not luck. That's a market signal.
Right? And I was like, whoa. If I can do that once, I can do it again. So the next Saturday I went back, but this time I wasn't buying stuff I liked. I was buying stuff I thought other people would like.
That's the shift. That's the difference between a shopper and an entrepreneur. You stopped thinking about you and started thinking about your customer. All right, moneymakers, this is the part you've been waiting for. We just heard an incredible story, right? But here's the thing. That story doesn't help you unless you can actually use it. So right now, my guest and I are going to brainstorm business ideas that you can start. We're talking specific, actionable, I could literally do this tomorrow type ideas. No fluff, no theory, just real businesses you can build. Grab a notebook, open your notes app, whatever. You're going to want to write these down. Because by the end of this section, you're going to have at least 3 business ideas you could start this weekend. Let's brainstorm.
Exactly, but here's the thing, and at first I was still all over the place. I'd buy jackets, toys, books, whatever. Some stuff sold fast. Some stuff just sat in my room forever.
The graveyard of bad inventory, every reseller's nightmare.
Yes. So I started tracking what actually sold. And after a while, I noticed a pattern. The things that sold the fastest were always kid shoes.
Shoes. Not toys, not clothes, shoes.
Yep. And specifically, light-up sneakers, tiny Nikes, glitter boots, character shoes, stuff kids actually get excited about. And they were always barely worn because kids grow so ridiculously fast.
Dude, that's the insight right there. Parents are dropping $40-50 on shoes, knowing their kid's going to outgrow them in 3 months. It's basically a scam.
Right. So I realized, wait, if I can sell good condition shoes for 10 or 15 bucks, parents are going to love me. And they did.
So you just committed. You stopped buying the random stuff and went all in on shoes.
Yep. I became the shoe girl. I learned how to check the tread, how to clean them properly, which brands held value, which styles sold fastest. I set up this whole mini shoe shop in my room. It was like my little sneaker boutique.
That's beautiful. But here's what I love. You didn't just flip shoes. You branded it. You called it Second Chance Kids. That's not just a name. That's a whole vibe.
Yeah. I wanted it to feel bigger than just used shoes. Like, these shoes have another adventure in them. They deserve a second chance. And honestly, so do the families who need affordable options.
That's the move. You're not selling used shoes. You're selling sustainability, affordability, and a feel-good story. That's how you build a brand people care about.
Exactly. And I made this little website where I posted pictures and descriptions, but I didn't just write boring stuff like size 3 sneakers, good condition. I made it fun. Like, perfect for playground heroes, or still got plenty of jump left in these.
Okay, that's fire. You're selling the feeling, not just the product. That's copywriting 101.
And then I started putting handwritten notes in every order. Just something simple like, hope you have fun in these. Or, can't wait to hear about your adventures.
Stop. That's next level. That's the kind of thing that makes people tell their friends about you. You're building emotional equity.
Yeah! And then something crazy started happening. Families in my neighborhood started donating shoes to me. Like, instead of tossing them in a Goodwill box, they'd drop them off at my house and be like, June, see if you can sell these.
So you went from hunting for inventory to having inventory delivered to you. That's when you know you've built something real. You've got a supply chain running on word of mouth.
Yeah, it felt like I wasn't just running a business anymore. I was building this whole community thing, like a kid-powered sustainability movement.
That's the dream. You're not just making money, you're solving a real problem and making people feel good about it. That's how you build something that lasts. All right, moneymakers, quick break. But don't go anywhere because we're about to get into the good stuff. Real quick, if you're loving this episode, do me a favor. Take 2 seconds and share it with a friend who's always talking about making money. Send them the link, post it on your story, whatever. because the more kids who hear this, the more kids who start building. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button so you don't miss next week's episode. Trust me, the guest we've got coming up is insane. Also, we want to hear your story. If you've started a business, or you're thinking about it, or you've got questions, DM us on Instagram at Tally Talks Podcast. Who knows? Maybe you'll be my next guest. All right, enough from me. Let's get back to the episode. All right, so we've covered June's origin story, and honestly, it's one of my favorites we've done. Now it's time for the brainstorm, where we take the lessons from her business and spin them into brand new ideas that you can actually run with. Here's the big lesson from Second Chance Kids. If something works more than once, that's your niche. Lean in. June didn't try to be everything to everyone. She found the one thing that kept working, kid shoes, and she doubled down. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to brainstorm businesses based on stuff people already have that could get a second life. June, you ready to get weird with it?
Let's go.
All right, first idea. You crushed it with shoes. What about outgrown sports gear? Baseball gloves, shin guards, helmets, cleats. Kids use that stuff for one season, and then it just sits in the garage.
Oh, dude, yes. And sports gear is expensive. Parents would love a cheaper option.
Right? You could call it second season or something. You'd clean it up, check the safety, and resell it. You could even partner with local youth sports leagues.
And you could do trade-ins. Like bring in your old glove, get a discount on the next one. That keeps people coming back.
Ooh, that's smart. Customer retention built right into the model. Okay, next one. What about a book swap subscription? Kids finish books all the time, and then they just collect dust. What if you ran a service where kids trade books every month?
That's actually genius. You could organize it by age or genre, like mystery books for 8 to 10-year-olds, fantasy for teens.
And you could charge like $5 or $10 a month. Parents love anything that gets their kids reading, and you're basically running a library, but better.
Plus, you're teaching kids that books don't need to be brand new to be awesome.
Exactly. All right, here's a weird one, but hear me out. Mystery play packs. You take old toys that people don't want anymore, random action figures, building blocks, dolls, whatever, and you bundle them into surprise bags. Kids love mystery boxes.
Wait, that's actually fire. You could sell them for like $10 and make it feel like opening a loot crate.
Right? And parents get to declutter, kids get new toys, and you're the middleman making it happen. Everyone wins.
I'm literally writing this down right now.
Do it. Okay, last one, and this is for the ambitious kids listening. Subscription closets. Families pay a monthly fee, and you send them a box of gently used kids' clothes every season. When the kid outgrows them, they send them back, and you send the next size up.
Okay, that's like Rent the Runway, but for kids. That's next level.
Exactly. It's sustainable, it saves parents money, and kids always have clothes that fit. You'd need some logistics, but if you pulled it off, that's a real company.
I love it. All of these ideas have the same core thing. You're taking something people already have and making it valuable again.
That's the whole game. Value is everywhere. Most people just don't have the eyes to see it. But once you do, you can build a business out of thin air. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Huge shout out to June for coming through and dropping gems. If you want to check out Second Chance Kids, we'll link it in the show notes. Here's your homework. Go look around your house. What's something sitting there that nobody uses anymore? Could be books, clothes, toys, sports stuff, whatever. And then ask yourself, could someone else want this? Could I turn this into a business? You don't need to invent the next iPhone. Sometimes the best businesses are just giving old things new life. You just gotta notice the pattern and lean all the way in. All right, entrepreneurs, go build something cool. Catch you on the next one.
Second chances for the win.
That's the energy. Peace.